As part of We the People, celebrating 250 years, here's This Day in History.
As we count down to America's 250th birthday this summer, we are sharing our We the People series. The people, places, and things of our past that have shaped our country into what it is today. Here's Charlie Shortino with This Day in History.
Hello again. On this date, April 18th, back in 1818, the land encompassing current-day Wisconsin was made part of the Michigan Territory. It represented one step in Wisconsin's path to statehood. Wisconsin was successively part of the original Northwest Indiana, Illinois, and Michigan territories before it became a territory in its own right from 1836 until it became a state in 1848. By 1818, the boundaries of the Michigan Territory had been extended westward to the Mississippi River. 3 counties were created out of the area beyond Lower Michigan to administer local government. Crawford County in the west, its seat was at Prairie du Chien. Brown County in the east, its seat at Green Bay. And how about this one? Michilimackinac County, which included northern Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Its seat was in Mackinac. By 1835, the population of these 3 counties had grown sufficiently for Wisconsin to be authorized as a new territory. James Duane Doty, a Wisconsin land speculator who was the state's representative in the Michigan legislature, led this effort. On July 4th, 1836, the Wisconsin Territory was born. President Andrew Jackson appointed General Henry Dodge as governor with responsibility to conduct a census, hold elections, and convene a territorial legislature. That's This Day in History for April 18th. For We the People, I'm Charlie Shortino.
Coming up.